Have you recently moved in with your spouse? If so, congratulations, that's so exciting. But one thing that you may not be prepared for is the impact that moving in together can have on your sex life. A lot of couples will report that after moving in together, sex either slows down, it stops, or it becomes mediocre and boring. But not to worry, in today's video, I'm gonna give you 6 tips to make sure that your sex life survives moving in together. My first tip for making sure that your sex life survives moving in together is to arrange for regular check-ins. At least once a week, meet as a couple and talk about how things are going, if there's anything that's bothering you, if there's anything that you're needing that you're not getting. Don't let stress and resentment build, because what we know is that when there's stress and conflict within the couple, it affects your sex life, which translates into less sex. My second tip for making sure that your sex life survives moving in together is to plan time for sex. Now, a lot of people hate the idea of this because they think that sex should be spontaneous. But the reality is that once you move in together, you start to take each other for granted because you see each other every day. So it's so easy to brush sex aside because you assume that you could do it later, you could do it tomorrow, you could do it next week. But before you know it, it's been days, weeks, or even months since you last had sex. At the start of each week, choose at least one night that's just for the two of you. You don't even have to have sex, but at least you know that that time is protected in case you do want to. And for those of you who hate the idea of scheduled sex, let's face it, scheduled sex is better than no sex at all. Am I right? My third tip for making sure that your sex life survives moving in together is to create sexual challenges. Before you and your significant other moved in together, you probably didn't see each other every day, which meant that when you saw each other, you had to rush to have sex before the roommates came home, before your parents came home, before one of you had to leave. So there was more excitement and anticipation. Sometimes when we move in with our significant others, that excitement, that urgency, it can disappear. And so in creating sexual challenges, things like having a quickie before one of you goes to work, or having a set amount of hours where it's hands off each other. Things like that can generate that excitement, that urgency, that rush that can fuel your sex life. My fourth tip for making sure that your sex life survives moving in together is to spend time away from each other. In all relationships, it's so important to maintain an identity as an I in addition to the identity as a we. But in doing so, when you're spending time apart, it enables you to miss each other, which can create that excitement, that anticipation that can fuel your sex life. In spending time apart, it makes the time that you have together more valuable and more sexually charged. My fifth tip for making sure that your sex life survives moving in together is to make an effort to look good once in a while. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of prep work that goes into having sex. You want to shower, you want to shave, you want to do your hair, you want to do your makeup, you want to put on nice clothes. And before you moved in together, most of that prep work was done on your own. Now that you're living together, it's hard to be ready for sex all the time. And let's face it, who doesn't love to wear sweatpants every day? But if you don't want it to affect your sex life, make sure that at least once in a while, you're making the effort to look good. And finally, my sixth tip for making sure that your sex life survives moving in together is to have designated no screen time. We live in a day and age of technology where everybody's on their phone, their laptop, their TV. And when you're doing that, you're really taking away the chance for the two of you to connect and ultimately to have sex. Even if you're in the same room, if you're on a screen, you're really not able to connect with each other. So make sure that you have designated time where you can't be on your phone, your laptop, or have the TV going so you can just connect with each other and even have sex. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos coming soon. Follow me on Twitter at Kasey Lafferty, on Instagram, Kasey Lafferty, on Facebook, KL Therapy, or go to my website, kltherapy.com for more information and to book an appointment with me. Until next time.